Let's look at measurements. We have so far covered numbers, patterns and algebra, data, and in this presentation we'll look at measurements. In the measurements presentation, we'll look at metric units, length, perimeter, area, surface area, volume, time, and mass. Metric units are standard international units used for measurements worldwide. For example, you measure length in meters. It can be meter, centimeter, millimeter, or even a kilometer. As long as it's ending with a meter, that is the correct unit to measure length as a metric unit. For liquid measurements, you use liters. It can be milliliter or just liter. For weight, you measure it in grams. It can be milligrams, grams, or kilograms. And you measure time in seconds. Can be milliseconds or just seconds. So for length, weight, time, and liquid, you have their own metric units, which is meters, liters, grams, and seconds. All other type of measurements are non-metric units. For example, you might have heard of measurements in inches, foot, miles, ounces, pounds, and gallons. These are all non-metric units. However, these units are still used in the United States of America. But they are not metric units. Remember, metric units are always meters, liters, grams, and seconds. Let's look at the measurement of length. You need to use the appropriate units to measure lengths. For example, if you are measuring something very small like a pencil's nib or a pen's nib, you measure it in millimeters because it's so small. 10 millimeters is equal to 1 centimeter. If you look at a ruler, you can see it's marked usually in centimeters and it's broken down into smaller units. Those smaller units are millimeters. So 10 millimeters is equal to 1 centimeter. Just to show you a picture, you can see this is all in centimeters. It's a small ruler, 10 centimeter ruler, and the smaller lines are in millimeter. 10 of these millimeter is equal to 1 centimeter. So something as very small as a pen's nib should be measured in millimeters. To measure a pen or a pencil, you can use centimeter. That is more appropriate because millimeter will be too small. So here you can see this pencil is about 7.5 centimeters. Whereas if you want to measure the pencil's nib, this small amount is roughly close to about 3 millimeters. Now let's look at what is best to measure height of a building. Buildings are very large and tall, so best it's to use meters to measure the height of a building. Distance between two cities is best measured in kilometers. Larger distances is always measured in kilometers. You can see everything is ending with a meter and you just used millimeter, centimeter, plain meter, or just kilometer. So let's look at the conversion. 10 millimeter is equal to 1 centimeter. 100 centimeter is equal to 1 meter. And 1000 meters is equal to 1 kilometer. You can also write as 1000 millimeter is equal to 1 meter. Because 1 centimeter is equal to 100, if 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeter and 100 centimeters is equal to 1 meter. If you multiply this by 100, that will become 1000 millimeter, and this side if you multiply by 100, that is 1000 centimeters, but 1000 centimeters is equal to 1 meter. So you can say 1000 millimeters is equal to 1 meter. There is also another unit called decimeter. This is 10 centimeters is equal to 1 decimeter. but this is very rarely used. Usually use millimeter or centimeter or meter. But you might come across this. Just to let you know that 1 decimeter, or written as 1 dm, is equal to 10 centimeters. So these are all the units which is used to measure length.